Hi guys, this is Morton coming to you from All Things Movies, and today we're going to be discussing the top 10 films of the year so far. Now, as the sun starts to settle a little earlier and the summer of 2016 slowly moves behind us, it's time to count down the top 10 films. It's been slim pickings given the fairly lacklustre summer, but there might be a little room in there for a couple of surprises in there as well. So, why not start? So at number 10 we've got Nerve. Now Nerve's the most recent film on the list. It's the brainchild of the duo Pint Catfish. Choosing this time to showcase social media as a tool for Wicked, the New York-based thriller will make you think twice about sharing your life online. With some decent performances from the lead actors, it's the overall message and unexpected relevance to the story that will keep you thinking about it long after you've left the cinema. Now at number 9, we've got Demolition. Demolition is no doubt one of the more dramatic films on the list. After his wife dies, investment banker Davis takes a deep look at his own life while trying to come to terms with the tragedy. While this may not be the best effort from director Jean-Marc Vallée, an endearing story and an outstanding performance from lead Jake Gyllenhaal put this comfortably at number 8 in my list. Soaring in at number 8, we've got Eddie the Eagle. Both heartwarming and endearing, Eddie the Eagle is definitely one of the biggest surprises of the year. Lovingly directed and full of charm, the story was a simple adaptation of the true-life Winter Olympics legend Eddie Edwards. Director Dexter Fletcher has carved a nice little niche for himself with this and Sunshine on Leith, so fingers crossed it's not the last time we see of him within the genre. Now rocking in at number 7 we've got Green Room. Now there's no question about it, Jeremy Saulnier is one of the hottest directors out there at the moment. After releasing Blue Ruin in 2013, Saulnier decided to release Green Room. Not only showing that he can take on the horror genre, but also proving he is much more than a one-hit wonder. There are some great scenes, a well-thought soundtrack and standout performances from Patrick Stewart, which definitely makes this one to catch when it's released, on DVD and Blu-ray. Now in at number 6 we've got Anomaly. So this actually came out a couple of months later than it actually did in the US, so we got it just after the Oscars. Even though this was only Charlie Kaufman's second attempt behind the camera, Anomaly is easily one of the best technical achievements in the past few years. With a thought-provoking screenplay, Kaufman expertly uses his puppetry to both add depth and explore the human condition. Great voice work, a deep story and insane technical achievement make this more human than most other films made this year. Okay, so as we enter in the top 5, we start off very strong with The Revenant. Now the Oscar-winning epic takes the mid-card slot as it nestles in nicely into 5th place. Making the production as difficult as possible, director Alejandro Giannaruto manages to capture something quite special as he tells his incredible story of survival. When you combine the incredible production details with outstanding performances, The Revenant will not only be remembered for a long time to come, but it will also be quite a difficult one to knock from this list. Okay, the first spot now taken for our superhero film is Deadpool. Now at number 4, the comic book film is a completely different direction, with Ryan Reynolds not only managing to do justice to the character, but also helping us forget how terrible the character was in X-Men Origins. Although it's a little light on the ground with plot, this is definitely one of the better superhero films of the year so far, and if you get a chance to check it out now, I would. Now, top 3 time, we have The Big Short. Managing to step away from his comfortable veil of slapstick comedy, Adam McKay easily delivers the surprise hit of the Oscar season. Telling the eye-opening story surrounding the 2008 housing crisis, The Big Short not only delivers a robust and interesting story, but also manages to be one of the most eye-opening 2.5 hours you can imagine. Given the complex subject matter, there are times when the narrative loses itself a little, but thankfully, perfect pacing and an interesting use of both cutscenes and narration do a great job at keeping the audience on the right track. Now at number 2 we have another superhero film, but it's in the form of Captain America Civil War. Much like Deadpool, Civil War decided to take the trope of bad guys versus good guys and turn it on its head. Successfully bridging the gaps in the ever-expanding universe, the Russos have added a nice little twist to something that was getting fairly predictable. Now grounding the story in a similar way to The Winter Soldier, Civil War is not only another great entry into the franchise, but it also brings a level of fun that many of this year's other superhero films didn't actually manage to achieve. Okay, rounding off the top 10 and taking the number 1 spot on my list is this year's Spotlight. Following the events that surrounded the Boston Globe's investigation of sexual abuse in the Catholic Church during the 1990s, director Tom McCarthy sets the pace perfectly, managing to progress the plot nicely while keeping you right in the middle of the drama. When paired with one of the best ensemble casts to date, Spotlight truly stands out as a masterpiece in its own right, and after this summer's disappointing box office performances, it could be a seriously tough one to beat at number 1. Okay, so that was Morton's top 10 of the year so far. For full reviews of any of the films mentioned, please click on the links below. I would also love to know whether you agreed or more importantly disagreed with any of the films that made it to the list. As you know, it's almost impossible to see everything, but rest assured any recommendation will be put to the top of my list. For more lists, podcasts or general movie discussion, be sure to subscribe to All Things Movies.